Hi everybody, it's Julia from Matheson Travel coming to you this week again from San Francisco on another gorgeous day in one of my favorite spots in the whole city. It's Lafayette Park. I've got the bay to my right, Twin Peaks in front of me. It's really wonderful. But I was talking with some friends this weekend about what I wanted to talk to you about this week on my newsletter, and one of my friends shot out a tip that I loved, and so I want to share it with you. And it's about the subject of food safety. And when you're eating, when you're traveling, the last thing you want to do is eat something that makes you sick. Believe me, I've been there, it is not fun, and it can really ruin your trip. And really can be very, very serious too if you're not careful and you don't take care of it. But so the tip that my friend uses that I think is really wonderful, that I want to share with you it's about food, and it's boil it, cook it, peel it, or chuck it. And that is a really good kind of rule of thumb as far as when you're eating in especially a developing country. If you think about it, if it's boiled, it's good to go. Water that's boiled is good. Therefore, soup is great. All the ingredients in the soup are going to be boiled and sanitized. So soup is great to go. Cook it. Anything cooked is generally going to be fine. There are some exceptions to this rule, however. If you're in a place with unreliable refrigeration or unreliable power sources, therefore unreliable refrigeration, you want to be really careful about what is cooked. This is actually why street food is often almost safer than some restaurant food in some parts of the world, because the street food, they have no refrigeration, so everything that they purchase that day, they've got to cook and get rid of that day, so everything is fresh. Some restaurants, they think they have refrigeration, and you order the chicken, but it's been unrefrigerated for half the day and nobody knew it, and then you're sick, and that's no good. That happened to some friends of mine on a little island in Thailand. So we got boil it, cook it, peel it, and this really applies to fruits and vegetables, because the other problem in developing countries is the water sanitation. So a lot of times if fruits are washed and then you eat them, or vegetables are washed and then you eat them, you can get sick because of the contamination from the water. But if you think about fruits that can be peeled, like citrus, oranges, mangoes, pineapples, bananas, anything like that has a big old thick peeling that you can peel, then you can eat it, and that's perfectly safe, obviously. But if you can't do one of those things, or one of those things hasn't been done to your food, then you chuck it. It's just really not worth it. Believe me, getting sick while you're traveling is really not worth it. So if you can't do one of those things, you chuck it. Now, liquids are a different story, and there's a really easy rule for that, and that is the seal. You want to buy a bottle of sealed liquid and either watch someone break that seal or break that seal yourself. That's a mistake I accidentally made in India and had a very miserable 24 hours, let me tell you. To combat food issues, because sometimes even if you do all this stuff, you may have a sensitive stomach and you may get a little issue, I always travel with Cipro, which is a prescription anti-diarrheal, and also, or I think it's an antibacterial medicine. But you just tell your doctor you're going traveling and they can give you a set of pills for that. So Cipro and Imodium, nice little anti-diarrheal. Always travel with those just in case you don't follow the rule of boil it, cook it, peel it, or chuck it. And you should be good to go. I hope that helps. And remember, this is only really in developing countries. Europe, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. So if you're going somewhere exciting and fun, which you should, enjoy the food, but be safe. I'll talk to you next week.